Shalawam, shalawam. It's the brother Yeshaya, and this lesson has been inspired through the Spirit. I would like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of GMS, the men I do learn this truth from. Shalawam to the hopeful elect. Now, this lesson was inspired by this little clip I found, just posted today. The title is College Wrestler Dies After Desperately Looking for Water. You see, and I'm just going to quickly go through this description and let the video play because, it's only about 4 minutes long. So it reads, the parents of Grant Brace, a University of the Cumberland's wrestlers, say their son died from an exertional heat stroke after struggling to find water. You see it through the Spirit. That's what it's going to be like for these 2/3. When that famine of the word hits, when this word isn't out there no more, this truth isn't going to be spread and uploaded on the internet as it is now. These people are going to die from the lack of water. The Lord's cutting them off, just as he cut off, the wicked, whenever the Noah's Ark was shut. That first death. But that second death, when Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, seals his elect and beams them up, these people are going to be left clueless and suffering. So it reads, when he became exhausted and begged for a water break during training, one of his coaches allegedly told him to keep going or he'd be kicked off the team. Brace's grieving parents say he desperately tried to find water, but he collapsed and later died. The parents sued the university and 2 of Brace's coaches for wrongful death. Without admitting any wrongdoing, the university and the 2 coaches settled the lawsuit with his parents, with the school agreeing to pay $14 million. You see, that $14 million ain't going to bring back their son. You see, but the university says it will work with an expert to help raise awareness about heat-related injuries. Grant's coaches did not respond to Inside Edition's request for comment. To further drive the point before I play the clip, this precept I have is Amos 8:11. Behold, which means to look. Behold, the days come. So these days are coming. This is prophecy. The days come, saith Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahawah, and shall not find it. And there you go. And that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. Virgins representing the young women. Young women, that's what it's referring to right here. And young men faint for thirst. There you go. These people are going to faint for thirst of this word. This is a literal example right here of fainting for thirst. That it's deadly. These people are cruel. Before I grab these next few precepts, let me go ahead and let the video play.
You're watching a college wrestler with just minutes left to live. He was suffering from heat exhaustion and desperate for a sip of water. His parents say his coaches refused to help. Here's Lisa Guerrero.
This college athlete is literally dying for a sip of water. He frantically tries to get into this building, but the door is locked. Grant's parents say he ran to this water fountain in a desperate attempt to find water, but the fountain was bone dry. His body was later found just yards away from here. People tried in vain to give 20-year-old Grant Brace CPR.
911. We had an emergency, and I got a student. We found passed out. He's not moving.
Is he breathing?
No, I don't think so.
A lot of people refer to him as a gentle giant. You know, he was a big guy, kind of intimidating to look at, but so soft and kind like a teddy bear.
Grant's grieving parents, Kyle and Jackie Brace, say their son would still be alive today if only his coaches had let him get a sip of water.
He was begging for water. Guys, help me, please help me.
Can you describe what was going on with Grant in those last moments as he was trying to get through the doors?
It was hot. It was very hot. The surveillance video showed that he was trying to get in the school to get help, wasn't successful, and then was found close to a water fountain on his hands and knees.
An autopsy ruled Grant's death was preventable. The cause? Exertional heat stroke.
It's inexcusable.
On the day he died, Grant's parents say his coaches made him run up and down this steep hill 7 times. But when Grant became exhausted and begged for a water break, one of his coaches allegedly told him to keep going or he'd be kicked off the team.
They called it Punishment Hill. That's what it was known on campus.
It was a grueling day of practice in 80-degree heat here at the University of the Cumberlands in Kentucky. His friends on the wrestling squad made an effort at giving him water. But according to a wrongful death lawsuit, his 2 coaches yelled Grant needed to get the water himself. That's when the young man struggled to find water, only to face a locked door.
He was panicked. He clearly needed help, and he wasn't getting help from any of the coaches or any of his teammates.
Grant's parents and their attorney, Jamie Monkus, sued his wrestling coaches, Jordan Countryman and Jake Sinkovitz, and the University of the Cumberlands for wrongful death.
I knew very early on there was no chance this family was going to be silent in talking about what happened to their son, because their main priority was to raise awareness and to tell the story of what happened.
I think the coaches ultimately were responsible.
His heartbroken sister, Kaylee, shared voice memos the family discovered Grant had recorded before he died.
They don't give me a break. They're all constantly on my ass about the littlest things. It's a pretty messed up situation.
In them, she says Grant refers back to the previous season when he was already worried about his coach's alleged abusive behavior.
Grant's daily blog for mom and dad in case something bad were to happen to me or the coaches were mistreating me.
Hearing your brother say, you know, I'm recording these in case something bad were to happen to me, there's no words.
Grant's final words on those recordings.
I'll see you later. Until next time.
But for Grant, there'd never be a next time. The death of a college athlete, and his parents say it's all because he was denied a sip of water.
It's so egregious. It's absolutely disgusting.
Without admitting wrongdoing, the university and Grant's coaches settled a lawsuit with the parents, the school agreeing to pay $14 million. The university also says it will work with an expert to raise awareness about heat-related injuries. Grant's coaches didn't respond to our request for comment.
You see, so this is gonna happen to you wicked Israelites, you other nations, you know, beginning with the Edomites. You know, this is just a foreshadowing. You know, he may have been an Israelite foreigner, but, you know, through the Spirit, he seems to be an Edomite. You know? But it shows you these Edomites don't even care for their own people, which is why I got this precept right here. This is Proverbs 12, verse 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, you know, in reference to animals. You see, but, you know, humans are supposed to be regarded as higher than an animal. But these people, you know, just disregarded this man's life. It reads, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. You know, so these people, these wicked Edomites, these Edomites are completely wicked. There's nothing righteous about them as a people. They don't care about their own people. You know, they allowed them to thirst to death, you know, in the heat. But this is why, this is something to rejoice over if you're an Israelite who has received this word. This is St. John chapter 4, verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. The words of Yahawashi. That water being this truth. You see, through the Spirit. It says, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water, springing up into everlasting life. And there you go. This is the Spirit the Lord has given us, this water, this truth. It ain't physical water. You see? That's why there's going to be a famine of this word soon, and these people are going to be dying of thirst. Here's Isaiah 44, verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen. You see, Israel has been chosen. Thus saith Yahweh that made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. Jeshurun meaning upright one. You see, it's like a nickname. So it's Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. You see, Israelites were created to be upright. You see, but our people had went off. But the Lord showing mercy by allowing the elect to return. Verse 3. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty. You see, these Edomites don't give a damn about anybody. They're selfish. Self-centered, selfish, weak excuses for human beings. The basis of men. These men are below the animals. So it says, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessing upon thine offspring. You see? So the Lord is giving us his spirit, We don't need, not only do you need this day-to-day water, for your flesh, but you need the spirit, man. The spirit of the Lord, this true water that gives you this life, These devils don't got it, man. You see? Like I mentioned, if I hadn't said it, he may be an Israelite foreigner. And if he isn't, then, that's just a foreshadowing of what it's going to be like for these devils in the kingdom. Because when we rule over you, we're going to treat you just, worse than what you treated us like, when you had your time, our kingdoms to come. So Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying. I would like to go ahead and give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. Shalawam to the hopeful elect.